Yo, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm back again in a sit down video because the weather is awful outside. To be quite frank, I don't really want to go outside and do much. I've done my run this morning, that's enough for me. I didn't do 5k, did 3.5. By the time I got home, it started chucking it down with rain. The weather in England at the moment absolutely sucks. So I'm here again, sat down, doing a talking to the camera video. Today I'm going to be talking to you about 5 tips what you can do to stay active and build muscle from home. Tip number 1, extend your rep range. More sets, more reps. Obviously, I don't know, some of you may have a whole home gym set up with dumbbells up to 20, 30 kg, I don't know. But for the case for a lot of people, particularly myself, all I've got is 6 kg dumbbells and a resistance band. So the main thing that you really want to focus on is getting higher up into the rep range. If you're doing sort of 5, 6, 7 reps with a lightweight, you're not going to maximize the burn, you're not going to be able to really tear those muscles. So take the reps higher. For example, I've been doing 5 sets and 15 reps. Recently I've changed it now, so I'm doing 5 sets and 20 reps because I found I'd already reached the point of not finding it hard enough. I found doing 20 reps worked for me. I've kept 5 sets. So point number 1, or tip number 1 I should say, extend your rep range. This can also apply if you're doing things like push-ups, resistance band work, or just all body weight. The more reps you do, the more intense it's going to be and the harder it's going to be for you to get through the set, which is where you're really going to be tearing the muscle. So my advice would be stay at high sets, high reps, sort of 15, 20 reps, 5 sets, 4 sets, 6 sets, whatever works best for you. As long as you're getting the reps in, get high up in the rep range and you'll really notice a difference. It's number 2, and that is use what you have around you. It's very easy to use excuses that you don't have any equipment or you're lost for ideas, but it's easily done. But the best thing is if you have no equipment, use what you have around you. So, Amazon, you can go online, you can buy resistance bands, they're very cheap. In fact, I've even seen a company that are offering weights where you dictate how heavy it is with filling water into the dumbbells. I don't know how these work, I don't know if they're good or bad, but this is just examples of things that you can use. If you go online and look, there's tons of home gym equipment that you can get for not a lot of money, which is where I got my resistance band. I've only got one, and it's the long red one, but you can tie it up, you can change the lengths, and it's really useful. You don't necessarily have to have any equipment at all. You can use body weight, anything, push-ups, sit-ups, squats, it's all done with body weights. You don't have to have equipment. But if you aren't using any equipment, like I said, get high up in the rep range and you'll continue to see a real difference as long as you are consistently training. You can use the structure of your house. You can use the stairs for pike push-ups. You can use outdoor garden furniture. There's really no limit to what you can do. You can go outside when the weather's nice. You can do lunge squats on a bench. Look around the house, you may find stuff you didn't realise you had that will definitely benefit you. You can look around in the garage, I'm sure there's something you can use there. As long as it's safe and it's heavy and it's creating a resistance, it's definitely can be used. In your own house, that you've got things kicking about like I did with my dumbbells. I didn't realise my dad even had them. He did, and they definitely made a difference. Tip number 3. And that is to train more frequently and more consistently. Whilst at home, you may find it's really quite difficult to even have the motivation to train at all, but best believe if you're training frequently and consistently, you will see a difference. Consistency is key, and it's as simple as that. If you want to really make a difference, or you really want to maintain or just not lose what you've worked hard on in the gym, make sure you're staying consistent, training frequently, and in the same sort of pattern most days, and your body will really appreciate that. Take me for example, I train pretty much the same time every day, consistently. I only have 1 day off in a week. You don't have to have 6 days training, you can have 5. As long as you're keeping it consistent and frequent, you will really benefit. Tip number 4, and that is to split your muscle groups. Don't try and do too much at once or in one session. I've found what works for me is that I'm splitting my muscle groups into 2, and I'm not overworking or trying to do more than necessary. There's so much time on your hands being in lockdown that it's really quite important that you just take time to focus on the muscle groups that you want to grow. What I've been doing is 2 muscle groups a day, and what I'll do is, if it's abs, I'll do 3 exercises for it, but if it's any other muscle group, I'll do 4. So with a total of either 4x4, which is 8, or I'll do 4x3, which is 7. I'm not overworking my muscles, they're actually taking time to recover, whilst I am training otherwise. I'm not overworking my muscles at all. In fact, when I do train them, I'm making sure that they have enough time to to focus and really target the muscles I want. Trying to do too much can actually be a disadvantage. So say you want to do shoulders, back and chest in one, at home it's really unmotivational, and you may find after doing like a total of 6 exercises, realize that you've got a lot more to do, you're going to end up dropping off. And this isn't the case for everyone, but I've seen it happen quite a few times, and especially with me from my experience, it can be demotivating when you've got a lot more to do, especially when you're just working out in your room. Tip number 4, take time to focus on particular muscle groups that you want to grow. Don't try and do too much in one. It's very difficult to do as much as you can from home. Just strip it back to simple times, just focus on what you want to, and there's plenty of time to train other muscles throughout the week. Tip number 5, and the final tip. It's all good and well making sure you're training as best you can from home and you're really training well, gaining a little bit of muscle or maintaining, whatever it may be. It's also key to make sure that you're keeping your nutrients in check. I've done a video about this previously, which you can go and watch. For me, I'm keeping my protein levels high, which you should be too, if you're trying to grow muscle or maintain. High protein intake means your muscles are going to have time to recover as well as grow. Key for you to keep a protein intake high whilst you're at the gym, so why should it not be key for you at home? This concludes the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Drop a like, comment and subscribe, and remember, tip number 5, keep the protein intake high. I will catch you in the next one.